This is the A65 Clubman engine strip part 2. It'll obviously make a lot more sense if you look at part 1, where we removed the head and barrels and pistons.
Right then, let's see if we can get the left and right hand sides off so that we can do an end float measurement on the crank. Plays on ignition, comes off with 2 little screws. The thing to remember is that the rotor comes off with an M8. Next, series of crossheads that hold the outer right hand side on. Oh, that one's loose.
That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose. That one's loose.
Right, after all these internal crossheads, don't forget you've got 2 external hex cap screws at the bottom. Down here. That's loose. That's loose. Can't remember whether we need to take that off. We probably do. Let's take the kickstart spring off. Pretty sure that has to come off. It'll just fly in your face otherwise. So, kickstart return spring. We remember this, don't we? We remember this one. This is an easy error to make. There's a quill in here. Is that Whitworth? Oh, yeah. Taco drive. Quill. Oh yeah, easy. There we go. Right. So we can leave that in place. Leave that in place. It's the spring that has to come out. Intermediate gear. Oil pumps next with tabs. This gasket is very broken. So I'll have the oil pump off, and we probably have to go around the other side and do the clutch. What a clever boy, first time. Oh, good question. Is that a left-hand thread or a right-hand thread? Okay, so we need to isolate the crank while we remove this left-hand nut. The way to do that is like this. Plastic around there. That should lock that up solidly. Let's do it from the other side, then we don't get poke in the eye. There we are, and that's now loose. I have to say that wasn't desperately tight. And this is a left-hand thread. Well, that's slightly mullered, but no more than usual, I suppose. There we are. Right, let's have these 3 off. 1, 2, this one's got a tab on it. That tab's been used 3 or 4 times before, it has just flown off. Loose. Is it? No, is it just a little? No, it's loose. Loose. That was. That's a Whitworth. Loose. All loose. So those are all oil pump, 1, 2, 3 in the tab washer. So with some gentle leverage. There we are, it's moving. No, you don't. Oil pump off. That's not tight. Reverse thread, of course. That's the worm off. There's your spring, and if we're lucky there'll be a ball in there. We'll get the ball later. Right, we need to work out how we're going to pull that off. Can you see that? There's a step in there. There we are. Right, that's your crankshaft pinion. Slightly damaged because somebody's mullered that off in the past. That's got a flange on it, it's intact. That's got a flange on it that's broken. Probably won't matter. Right, now we can see the crank with no constraints on this end. Got to do the same for the other side, and then we can have a look at crankshaft float. So we turn around and have a look at the other side. Right, so now we have the engine with the primary side up. We want to get the components off so that I can see the crank and measure the float on the other side, which is now underneath. So off comes the rotor, complete with its damaged cables. This comes off. Gonna have to lock up the crank again. We're going to need some brute force, I think. Yeah, can use the big boy tools. Much better. Needs a new tab washer. That's been there since it was a Brummie. Mind your fingers. Right. I have to say, I'm not especially happy about this alternator. There we are. Alternator. Should we put that in a bag? Tea time. Very good. Right then, let's do the clutch first. But that's an AF. Good. Easy when you know how. Not coming, is it? This is levering on the sprocket, not on the aluminium. Right, we might need to go horizontal again. Let's get the clutch plates out. Let's have the clutch plates out with a little bit of gravity. These are Surflex plates, very nice, they look fine. Right, that's all done now. Use your clutch plates. Centre's moving, which is good news. And so are all your balls and your rollers. So this is all the fun of the BSA Triumph clutch. You get the centre out and all the rollers fall out. It's nice to know if there's the right number, and we'll check.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, which is correct.
Now that will come off. I think we're going to have to move that first. This is the primary chain adjuster. We're going to slacken that up, give ourselves as much room as possible to get a puller on here, which is one of these horrible three-legged things you can never control. Three-legged pullers. I don't think that puller's any fucking use at all. So this has gone from being loose to impossible to remove. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's a complete pig. It is pulling off, but it's bloody solid. Jesus Christ, that was a pain in the ass. There's a whole load of filler in there that we put last time, I think, Chris. That's why it was a difficult pull. Right, slate is done, but it will require some attention to these wires which are fucked near the point of attachment. It's only a 2-wire, so that might influence your thinking on replacement. Right, that's the woodrow key. I'll put that in here as well. I think that's the genuine article for this one. See what we can do. Well, that looks like the right thread, but it's not nearly long enough. So I need some longer ones of these. Bizarrely, this looks like M6. No, it's too loose. So it's a quarter. It's a quarter UNF, I think. Right, this is madness. What we're now doing is cleaning out these puller holes with a quarter UNF tap. Being ever so careful. I'm then going to have to go over to the lathe and make up legs for my puller to quarter UNF. Because it's exceptionally long. Those ones are not long enough. I'm going to have to make up some legs for this. UNF. Quarter, major diameter, 1/4 inch, 0.2 for cutting the threads, 0.2. We go over to inches, so that should be correct for putting the thread on it. There we go, 1/4 UNF on the end of that shaft. Check it. Perfect. Cut to length, put a head on it, extract your bloody engine sprocket. So here we go. That goes on there, new legs go in there, and then your sprocket comes off with a bit of luck. One. Look at that, it's just working perfectly. How happy are we with that? There you go. What a bloody palaver, eh? Had to make all that. It comes off just like that. So if we pull this off, which we need to do anyway because it stops the cases splitting, we can access the flywheel with a lever, and we can do end float measurement. So that's the next step. Incidentally, there's a big ding on the bottom of there, which suggests somebody's been curb crawling. Okay, gasket each side. Alright, we'll set it up for the dial gauge now. Okay, so this is the test for end float. We can get a lever in here on the crank to move. It'll come down under its own weight and be lifted by this. And up here we have a dial gauge set up on the end of the crank and zeroed. So let's see what we get. 0. That is reading about 5.5. Maybe that's a half, and that's 5.5. So I think you've got 5 to 6 thou end float. The spec is between 1.5 and 3. So you've got a little too much end float. Not critical. Sometimes it goes 3/4 around this dial, but then those engines do fall to bits. Can you see that? Let's get this bang on here. That's bang on 0. And that's a gnat's cock over 5. Pretty good, but not perfect. Right, this is the next joy, to pull off the clutch centre. I'm hoping it's not going to be as bad as everything else we've done today. It does seem very, very firm. It seem very, very keen to stay where it's put. Jesus wept, why is that not coming? That may require some heat. We had a monster go on Michael's A10 or B31 or something. B31 I think. These things just do not want to let go. Alright, we'll give it a go. Yep, sizzling hot. Okay, let's have these off. One, this one doesn't want to go. No, it is, it's loose. It's loose. So that's 1, 2, 3 internal ones. Yeah, these are a mixture of AFs and Whitworths. Not that they should be. That's clearly what your last man had in stock. Right, that's all out. Once we've got the one in the mouth of the crankcase to loosen as well. This one here, can you see it? So there, that's moved. Not too bad. It's probably slightly overcritical there. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7th is the one in the middle. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have these ones off here. This is a funny one. The socket doesn't sit down easily. It needs a grind. I can't get it. I've loosened it, but I can't get it right off. Could be this is the special tool, which has already been ground. Perfect. So, is that loose? Yep, it's coming. Coming. There you go. That's the top off, or the side off anyway. That's the spring for your breather. Good, good, good. Good, 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 good. Crank out. Here, there's normally a thrust washer. There are two sorts of engine, so maybe this is the other one. Okay, that's stripped.
So what we found is the bike was generally in good condition. The bores and the pistons and the valves and the followers and all the things you might worry about seem to be fairly good. There's a large number of loose fasteners throughout the bike. The alternator rotor, which had previously been loose, was rock solid, so the bearing seal worked exactly as intended. It's clear that the oil pump, not only was it loose, but it had a dished mating surface, so that's been stoned and it is now true. The crank balance was indeed very odd. The flywheel cheeks had been machined, so apart from the material that had been removed from the old flywheel in order to balance it, there was also additional material removed from the sides by turning the flywheel down in its width. So that would have completely changed the balance factor of the bike and was absolutely the cause of all the vibration. SRM supplied a new flywheel and set it up and balanced it dynamically to 68%.